Welcome back to another episode of Econics Talks, guys. Today we have the H.E.R.F mobile cigar lounge with us today. So I'm going to let these beautiful ladies introduce themselves. Go ahead, tell the audience who you are.
My name is Wanda Johnson.
Hey, Miss Wanda.
Hey.
And I'm Juanita Boy.
What's up, Miss Juanita?
What's up?
So we got our cigars here, and we want to just highlight our business and have an open discussion about what we're doing here today. So, first question for you all is, what inspired you to open this lounge, and how did you get kind of started in this business?
So we started out, we were out and we were visiting other cigar lounges. My niece had told us to go visit a friend of hers who was in the military with her, and he owns a lounge on 56th. It's called Cheney Cigars. So we were in there just enjoying his vibe and what he had going on. He sat down with us and we were just having a conversation and told us, basically, y'all can do this. And we just kind of looked at each other and said, let's try it out. So here we are into almost our first year, and we're doing great.
That's awesome. So what are some of the challenges that you kind of face, obviously opening up? I know there's some stuff that came up you was not ready for.
Yes.
A few.
So, yeah, there was quite a few challenges that we had at the beginning, and we overcame them, and most of them were because not only were we new to the business, but because we wanted a certain vibe. We wanted things to be a certain way. Mm-hmm. And when it didn't line up that way, we kind of, ran into some roadblocks.
And so those roadblocks, obviously those are challenges. So how were you able to kind of overcome them, and what lessons did you learn? When in entrepreneurship, you got to learn them quick, learn them fast, but you got to make money.
Yeah. So one of the things we learned was about which cigars to take outside.
That's right.
And which ones not to take outside.
Okay.
So we lost a bit of inventory that way.
What's the difference? What was that lesson?
So some of our cigars are not wrapped in a plastic wrapper.
Okay.
And some of them are either don't have a wrapper, or some of them have like a leaf for a wrapper. And in the sun is not our friend.
Because it dries them out?
Because it dries them out.
Okay.
Yeah, so we learned that early on.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So how long have you all been open here?
It will be a year in November. The lounge actually was not open. We opened the mobile side first.
Okay.
We started out where we were going to events, which we still do.
Yep.
But that was the best part. We got to network. We got to meet folks, and they came to meet us. And then we opened the lounge maybe 2 to 3 months now. We've been open because, again, we had a couple of setbacks. We still had to retrofit the place for us. Had to put an exhaust in. We didn't have any AC, and we're in Florida. We're not doing that. Yeah. So we had to get that right before we can do anything. And once we did that, then the lounge started just taking off. And so now we're just pretty much trying to figure out how many times we need to be open. And people are, coming in, asking us to be open and want to hold events here, because we're not just the lounge. You can do events here as well.
Right.
So.
Okay. So how has things evolved? Obviously, when you first got started, so what was that like when you day one showed up, and then now a year later, how has your business changed?
Immensely. So we started social media. So we are engaging our customers there. We started, again, like she said, we started with mobile first. So we met a lot of people outside. But once we started opening the lounge is when things started taking off. And we got a lot of questions from people. We got a lot of people wanting us to come to them. A lot of people that want to come here and have their meetings and social gatherings and stuff here. So it's definitely different from the beginning.
Yeah.
The very beginnings.
It's crazy how when we first kind of started, we had this vision that we're like, okay, this is how I want it to be. This is what it's going to be.
Yes.
And you get there and it just is nothing like you expected.
Nothing.
But somehow your vision still kind of makes sense. You still find your vision in whatever chaos that you created. Isn't that cool?
It's
Yes,
really great opportunity for us. I mean, our goal is, become, eventually, not too soon, but we'll grow out of this space. But I mean, the quaintness of it all, the vibe that we give off here, they love it, and the versatility out of us three, because it's three of us.
Yeah.
So I like a different kind of cigar. I like a lighter one. Wanda likes a medium one. Doctor, who's not a doctor, but her name is Doctor, likes the heavier one. So if you talk to any one of us, and we've have over 15, 20 years of experience of just smoking and just being around each other, that you can talk to any one of us and figure out which one you want to do. So if I don't know, she don't know, or Doctor doesn't know, you can talk to one of us. We can redirect.
Can you break down, because you mentioned 3 different types of cigars that people smoke.
Correct.
A lot of people have no idea why people have cigars. They don't know what the fad is about cigars. Can you explain and break down what it is? What is it about these sticks?
So you have typically 3 kinds of leaf, okay? The lighter leaf generally, because some of the lighter leaves are a little bolder, but generally the lighter leaves are the ones that are light. So for somebody that just started smoking, probably want to go there first.
Yep.
Because if you don't have that cigar, experience, you go to the dark leaf first and you might pass out. Okay? So you got to gradually get yourself there. We actually all started out with the sweet leaf or the Tatianas.
Okay.
That's generally where most women start.
Okay.
Because it gives you that sweet taste. Throughout the whole entire, length of the cigar.
Okay.
And then we slowly evolve. Like Juanita says, she likes the lighter leaf, the more mild. I switch between the mild and the medium leaf, which is a little darker. And then our third partner, Miss Doctor, she likes that bold, very dark Maduro leaf, and she can have it because I can't even. Juanita and I can. We've tried it. Too much for us, not for us.
Because sometimes a cigar make you a little nauseous.
Yes.
If you don't have
absolutely.
Stomach, you just kind of like it can make you a little nauseous.
Yes.
Right.
So what's some of the things that can kind of help you out with that? Because a lot of people I know kind of shy away from it because of that.
Eat.
You
want to make sure you have something on your stomach.
Okay.
And then people do different things with cigars. So some people drink water, but then other people will have like coffee.
I love coffee.
Yes.
Yeah, some people like coffee with their cigars, and then some people drink wine. So that's why we do a Wine Up Wednesday.
Okay.
And then some people like to drink either a brown or white liquor, but mostly brown liquor because of the leaf of the cigar.
Gotcha.
So, and then as far as the nauseous feeling, I would suggest if you start on the lower end leaf,
right,
and then gradually you work your way up, that'll keep the nausea down because like I said, we started out with the Tatianas and none of us got sick
there you go.
the first time out.
So what do you have in your hand right now?
This is it's called the Blondie. It's a Connecticut leaf. It's very light. The lighter leaf usually is not as strong.
Gotcha.
But we found that there's some that have a darker leaf that's not for me. Because I'll try it anyway.
Right.
But some of the dark ones, the Maduro ones, are not as strong.
Gotcha.
Maduro is strong, just in case they are strong. But there is one like we particularly tried. It was not that bad. It was really. You're not choking. You're not burning. You're not, pretty much like this
dying.
one. You're not dying.
Chest ain't burning
That's
off.
right. But this one is like, again, I like the lighter leaf, but I'll go in between. I really prefer the lighter ones. The lighter ones are just very mild.
Okay.
So.
What you got?
So I have Crazy Alice. She is one of Deadwood Estates' line of the girls. And they have Crazy Alice. They have Fat Bottom Betty. They have Leather Rose.
I love these names.
Yes.
Yes. Aren't they awesome?
Yes, they're perfect.
Leather Rose, Sweet Jane, and the newest one in the line is the Girl with No Name.
Oh.
And so I like them because they're a little bolder than your Connecticut leaf, which Juanita likes, but they also have that sweet outer leaf so that you're not getting that real typical rough cigar taste.
Yeah.
That's why I like them.
Yeah.
And I think I've tried all of them.
Yes.
Including the Girl with No Name, except for Leather Rose. That's the only one that I haven't tried.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm smoking Crazy Alice tonight.
There you go. And so what do I have? I have...
You're a local guy, so you got a West Tampa.
Yes, Tampa.
Go. Shout out to West Tampa.
Yeah, that's a West Tampa red, so it's a medium leaf. Yeah.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I like that. So what would you all say is the most important part of running a cigar lounge?
Our customers. our customers and making sure that they have the experience so they want to come back.
Right.
So they want to continue to come back, not just to the lounge, but to our lounge tent. We added a lounge tent. Initially, we only had our main tent. We added a lounge tent with chairs and a little portable AC unit because we're in Florida.
Yep.
And ashtrays. And we sit down with them.
Okay.
And when we're not busy selling, we sit down, even at the lounge, we sit down and we engage and talk with our customers because our most important thing is them and making sure that they have a good time and their experience is positive and they want to come back and join us again.
And then to follow up with that, who would you say your typical client? Like, who, if the perfect person walking the door, what do they look like?
I have yet to find that. It's not even a perfect person because based on what we've been coming in, like we have like Dr. Johnson, we love him to death. He brought his aunt in. You would have never thought.
Yeah.
Just a nice little sweet lady. So it's all kinds. And when she comes in and what she does is they like the way it's just chilled in here. It's just a vibe and put some music on. So it's all different kinds. Everybody that's come through the door is like, wow, we just like the vibe. So you don't know who you're going to run. You don't know who's going to be a smoker until you know, like a couple people like, show us how to do it. So that's one of the things we're looking at.
Education is important because a lot of people, they see this and they're like, what is it? Or like, I mean, for me, you know, when I wasn't in the fraternity because I had no idea about I joined a fraternity, all of a sudden it's like,
you know everything, right?
Right. And so everything made sense. And so now it's like, okay, I understand why certain people have them in a box or making sure to control temperatures, they don't dry out. You know, some of these sticks, what would you say prices range on the low end to the high end on these things?
Oh my.
Anywhere from $8 on the low end up to $30 on the high end.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, it just depends on the manufacturer, the distributor, which leaf it is. So yeah, they can go and shoot. We've ran in the cigars that are more expensive than $30-$40.
Would you say they're collectible? Some people collect them.
Be honest with you, most people that are spending that kind of money, they're smoking them. Because the leaf, you know, is so strong, and you don't have to even smoke the whole thing.
Right.
You know, you're going to get some kind of reaction, some kind of rush of some sort. If you're spending that kind of money, it's smooth. Yeah. But guaranteed.
That's what I was going to ask you. What's the difference? So, like the quality of the
quality
leaf.
of the leaf.
How does that change in price and quality as you go up?
And it does. It depends on where they're getting it from. What location they're buying their leaf from will determine how high and how much they're spending for that leaf will determine how much they're going to spend for it. And when you get when you're getting that high into how much, you don't really care how much it costs.
Yeah. Definitely a lot of spending.
A lot of spending.
Yeah. Okay. Most cigar aficionados have their own personal humidors.
What's a humidor? Let the people know what a humidor is. That's a SAT word if I ain't know one.
So a humidor is basically a place where you store cigars. Okay. They have circular ones that are really small, may hold 5-15 cigars. Then you got your small box cigars that'll hold anywhere from 10 to 20. Then you get into the larger ones that'll hold 100, 150. Some of them you have to season yourself, which basically means you have to prep it before you start putting the cigars in there. You got to get it to right temperature, the right humidity in order for the cigars to actually be kept in there. Then now we have the electric ones. So you set it at a certain humidity and temperature, and basically you just continue to add your distilled water, not regular water, distilled water. Okay. That's the difference. And then it'll keep the temperature and humidity for you.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's science behind.
There's science behind.
How to keep it.
You got to keep that leaf moist because if you don't.
You said you had an experience where you lost inventory because of that. And so can you speak a little bit more in depth about that? It's just how, because honestly that's stressful. That's stressful.
That's mine.
So, right.
That's mine.
So as a business owner, can you speak to that just for somebody who may be going through something like that? Because it happens. If you're a business owner, you're going to have a loss. It's a part of it. You have to learn those lessons because if you didn't go through that, it's going to happen eventually.
Yeah.
So can you speak towards that, how you were able to just muscle through that situation?
So once we realized that we had we were outside, of course, once we realized what had happened, we realized that it dried out. Once they dry out, that sometimes they're not coming back. They completely dried out. That's completely a loss. The ones that we could save, we put them back in, back in controlled air so they can, regather. But there is going to be a loss where if you can't save it, it's just what it is. So what we did was we pretty much would try to recover some. And the ones we took, we discounted as a loss and knew now from this point on, we know those we're not going to take outside, or if we're outside, they're going to be in a controlled environment. Yeah. So we don't take those out often. We leave them here. So if that's something that they want to purchase, that has to come from here. We're not going to put ourselves in jeopardy like that with that kind of leaf, because they were kind of in the mid-journey where they're expensive. Mm-hmm. So it was like I said, a lesson learned. Now we know we're not taking that out. We were sick. Yes, we were.
Because we lost.
Yeah, we were sick behind that.
Yeah. So, we're talking almost 50 cigars.
Yeah, it was a lot. But we did recover. We understood. We're like, okay, that one doesn't go out anymore. That one stays inside, and if we take them out, we're going to put them in something that we know is going to keep them cool. We're not going to put all of that inventory out there. We're not going to take that chance.
See, some lessons only take one time.
That's right. Self-correcting. Self-correcting.
That's self-correcting behavior.
Oh yeah. Cool. Good stuff. So, another question I have is, what inspired you? Did you have a background in entrepreneurship? Did you kind of see somebody that was in your family that just kind of said, I just want to do my own thing?
No, not really a background. So, we're retired.
So you got time.
Exactly. Yeah, okay. We're retired, and Juanita and I both retired as supervisors with the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. And so entrepreneurship, whether you're I know all that now. Whether you're a sole entrepreneur or whether you're in a partnership or, what have you, you bring a certain experience.
Mm-hmm.
We're a little seasoned, but you bring a certain level of experience, and then because of your background, because of your past, you bring a certain level of leadership skills.
Right.
You bring a certain level of okay, so this makes sense, that doesn't make sense, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And so although we weren't entrepreneurs, so to speak, Juanita is an entrepreneur. She's been a sole proprietor for the last 3 years.
Let's go.
In her business. So she kind of helped us, guided us initially with some of the things that she had and make mistakes she made. Mm-hmm. And we just been learning on the fly.
Right? You just got out there. And so that's you got a second career. And exactly. That's awesome. Exactly. So how is that now that I'm done with working hard on what you kind of have to do as an obligation? You got to go to work to get your livelihood and all that stuff. But now, obviously, this is for you. So, in your second career, I'm a financial advisor. It's dope that I get to actually, have this second conversation. I tell people all the time, you take care of your money on the front end, then on the back end, you can do things like this. And so, how much of a blessing is that to be able to say, I can go invest in something and give, because I got time. Y'all got time. Years to really give it something, and you want to make sure that it's going to be fruitful. So I definitely want to keep encouraging you all to stay out there, because it's not easy, but the rewards that I'll say personally that I've been able to gain on my journey, I can imagine that other people in other industries, I hope they have similar stories.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's work now.
Definitely.
It's work now. Don't get it wrong.
It's definitely work.
It's work, but it's work you love. So once you love what you're doing, I mean, not that we didn't love what we were doing before, because we stayed there for our career,
right?
But definitely, this is a different kind of work. We can, we can pretty much come and go. It's more flexible, and it's work.
Yeah.
But,
and it gives us the opportunity to service our customers.
This is true.
Because since we're retired and we don't have to punch a clock anywhere, we can do those events. We can do multiple events like we've been doing.
Yes.
We can travel to where the customer wants us to come, and we can give it, our full, attention, because we don't have to worry about clocking a 9 to 5 or a 12-hour shift anymore.
So what would you all say is the biggest lesson that you were able to take from your career into entrepreneurship? Because you got a lot of leadership experience, so there's things that translate no matter where you go. There you go.
Patience.
Speak on
is
that.
Very time. Everything takes time. Things take time. So, in this whole year, we've done so much in such a short time. Now we have to step back and go, okay, what do we want to do next to maintain what we've already started?
Right.
So it's a matter of just patience and just not slowing it down, but just giving it a pace.
Right.
Where we staying on track, where we're not, we're rushing to do something. We're now sitting down and go, okay, is this something we really want to do? Is this something that's going to benefit not only the business, but our clientele and then in our network, So that has evolved for us, and just the communication part is that's keeping us going. Is we have to communicate not among only just ourselves and everybody that comes in here. So they go, you know what? I want to come back there, and that's what we have now. So a lot of people are like, oh, we're coming back, and we're bringing somebody else with us. So that's the beauty of it right now. So that's where we're at right now. It's just now pacing it.
And the only thing I would add is attention to detail.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Attention to detail, because what we did prior to doing this for ourselves, if you didn't pay attention to the details, it was dangerous.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So we had to pay attention to a lot of different things, that a lot of moving parts. But now being your own boss, technically, attentions to detail. So making sure that we've got the right things that our customers want, making sure that we also take care of ourselves, because if we don't, then we can't do what we need to do. So just paying attention to the details, not only of the business, but amongst ourselves.
And I like that you said that, both of those points, the patience piece, because when I first got started, that, being young, you just you want to going, knock your head on the wall, and it's like, I don't care, I'm still going. But then as you get a little bit of wisdom and you understand your philosophy changes on life, like your philosophy said, okay, that's not really how it works. You actually gotta kind of find a groove.
Right.
And so it's cool to hear you say, like, you finding your flow state. So it's like, okay, now I understand what's expected. I have a predictable business. Now because you've been in long enough, you know how much you got coming in per month, and now you're making adjustments to either increase that and just find the details.
Right.
And it goes from the patience to what?
Details.
Boom! We teaching somebody. Y'all better pay attention. So I got a quick hitter questions, and I'm gonna let y'all get back to selling some more cigars.
Yes, sir.
So we call this the Econics 10. Just quick questions, and the first one will be, what would you title this chapter in your life, both of you are?
What would I title this chapter in my life?
I'm having a good time. That's all I can say. But that's just how, me personally, I'm always trying to have a good time no matter what. So this is like coasting for me. I'm just this the usual.
It's the vibe.
And it is. It really is just the vibe. I'm just having a good time. And once I stop having a good time, I'm be like, all right, man, I'm done with this. But again, it's just having a good time. It really is.
I would call this chapter in my life awareness. Awareness. This whole business, being your own boss thing. It opened my eyes to a lot of different aspects of my life. So I would say that awareness to not only just the business, to people, to myself.
True.
So I would call it awareness.
Okay. So what superpower would you have? That's a good one, right?
Having a good time.
I'm
be honest with you, and again, it correlates with the job. It's just being able to interact with people.
I would teleport.
Oh yes, and a chameleon, more or less. You got to be able to do whatever you got. You got to survey the room as they survey the room and know what's going on in that room from your view. And I think that's my biggest one. I can look around the room and go, okay, I know what's going on in here. You may think I'm not paying attention, but I see what's going on over there.
See it.
So that's me.
I
would say, could I clone myself? Can I have like 3 or 4 of me? You know what I'm saying? To do different things at different times. Yep. Because I cannot tell you, since we started this business, how many nights I should say early mornings, 3, 4 a.m. I wake up and I can't turn my brain off.
Yeah,
I can't go
turn
back
it
to
off.
sleep because I know either we have something coming up or there's so many things we got to get done.
I always ask entrepreneurs this question: what keeps you up at night?
It does. But after a while, that comes with time. Again,
It does, yeah.
You start to go, okay, let me, you do. As soon as you get up, your brain, you're already on a run.
Going.
And I was showing them 2 pieces of paper I done wrote today, this morning.
I was getting ready to say the one thing that she told me. She told me
Write it
keep
down.
a pad by the bed,
Always.
keep a pad
Write it
somewhere.
down. Yep.
That way, when your burn starts going, so that you can go back to sleep.
Write it down.
If you write it down, then it kind of gives you that release. And she's the one that kind of told me how to do that.
Because I'm scatterbrained.
Oh,
Big time.
it don't take much to be like, boom, what
I
was I
got
just
like
saying?
3 or 4 books.
You see, and it's true.
Right.
And sticky things, what they call them, sticky. You
Got 'em
post
on my
them.
mirror.
Post it.
Yes.
Post
See?
it. Yeah.
And people,
Yeah.
people think that's like, that's.
Hey, I gotta survive out here. It's hard enough. Shoot.
It helps. It absolutely
does.
helps because once you finish that, you can tear that and throw
You
that
can check
away.
it.
That's
and
a
it's
goal.
mental. What
Yes.
people don't realize is when you have a checklist and you start
Yes.
checking those things off, now you're like, it's more positive reinforcement because a lot of
Exactly.
times people struggle because they let themselves down.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And that's the biggest part about entrepreneurship is we battling us every day.
Every day.
And that's that self-reflection. It'll tell you who you are. It'll tell you how consistent you are, how bad you are. It'll tell you everything.
Yeah.
It's literally look in the mirror and there you are.
Yeah.
And so that's one of the beauties of this journey that I've definitely appreciated that too.
Yeah.
Now, next question is, tell me something that the average person would not know about y'all.
I will not.
What's something the average person wouldn't know?
That's a good
The
question.
average person wouldn't know that. I don't know.
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
I'm gonna tell you, for me, because I'm always kidding around. They already know if I sit down long enough, we're gonna start clowning somewhere. But there's a very serious person inside here.
Somewhere.
It's deep, though. It's real deep.
But I do. I'm constantly thinking about, okay, seriously, what's your plan?
Right.
Because I always have a plan in place. And like again, if I don't write it down, it didn't happen anyway. But because I'm always kidding around, but that keeps me mentally grounded.
Right.
By just being able to, clown and kid around all the time, and that just keeps me having a good time.
Right.
Even if it's just joking around, even when they're just sitting around smoking or having a glass of wine or whatever. It does. There is a serious part in this engagement. So
Yeah, I believe it.
And you know what? Now that she says that, I'm gonna twist that because most people think I'm always serious because I'm always, not only just watching my surroundings, my environment, but I'm watching, my people. I have a real connection to my friends, my partners, everybody in my life, family and otherwise. But I have a goofy side too. And so the average person wouldn't know that I had a goofy side
They don't
because
need to.
because
They know now.
the only people that know that is
The
my
inner
inner circle.
circle. There you go.
So I'm always the serious one. I'm always about business and what have you. But I also have that
But the
goofy
beauty
side.
is, and that's what partnership is for. So when you talk about that, you bring the lightheartedness, you bring the serious tone, but you need that balance because you realize you need each other.
Right.
And so that's the beauty. That's why I love partnership because now you find somebody that can help you with your deficiencies.
right.
Because you need all of that in a business
Right.
because every customer is different. Every client's different.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Last question I have for you. PB&J or grilled cheese? Don't get this one wrong.
I like both of those.
Like both of them? Midnight snack, which one you gonna go with?
PB&J. I'm going
No!
I'm going with PB&J.
No! What you
Yeah.
got?
No, I got grilled cheese.
Grilled
all
cheese?
day.
It take too long. It take too
all
long.
day.
See, I'm with you.
I need somebody like that.
And I'll say this: PB&J, no, because I don't like peanut butter,
I love it.
but I can do jelly with cheese, with cream cheese, with But that's why I slide towards the grilled cheese. I don't do peanut butter. And from a little girl, I didn't like peanut butter, and I still don't like
I won't
peanut
even
butter.
knock it. I won't even knock it. So tell me this, and we're gonna wrap up in a sec. So tell me some events that you guys have been able to put on, some of the success stories that you've had, and just some memories that you've been able to build over the last year.
So our very, very, well, I won't say that, our very first event here at the lounge was our soft opening.
Okay.
And so I say soft opening because we only invited our inner circle, our family, very close friends. And it was such a good time. Oh my gosh, we had such a ball because we did a silent auction. And at first, because we were putting together these items, making baskets, our administrative assistant helped us, put stuff together, make it look nice and whatnot. And we were thinking, we're not gonna sell any of this stuff. It's gonna go back on the shelf. We'll have to use it later.
Yep.
Lies.
Yep,
By the end of the night, it got so competitive. We had to shut it down because people were like going crazy.
Wow.
And that was our beginning.
Yes.
Because then that made us know that what we were doing is what we should have been doing.
Confirmation.
Yeah,
it was confirmation that
a good time.
Yes, we got this. They had a good time, and that just drove us and kept driving. Kept driving us towards where we are now.
Your vision.
And we've come so far since then. Oh my gosh,
man! It seemed like a long time ago.
And that was just January.
Because you found your flow, that consistency.
Yeah.
You found that. So now you vibe and now you're getting it going.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Last thing I want you to do is tell everybody where they can find you, tell them how to get in contact with you, and then we're going to wrap it up.
Wrap it up. So we are in Falkenberg Center. A lot of people, we're right on Falkenberg. We're a 501 South Falkenberg. We're in C2. With that being said, I know people put it in their GPS and it takes them to down the block. But if you're looking for Falkenberg Center, it'll bring you straight to us. And once you come into it, of course, when you make that turn into either it's going to be to your left or to your right, we'll be straight ahead of you. And anytime we're open, we always have our signs out, so you can't miss us. You can see us from the street. And we don't have set times. Again, we're still mobile, but we do open on Mondays and Thursdays thank you for all those military, the law enforcement, any public servant. We're open on. We are open this Friday.
Let's go.
And what are we open for?
Frankie Beverly. We are honoring Mr. Frankie Beverly. We're having an all-white party Friday night. And we're coming in at 7 and we'll be here till 11. And it's going to be a good time. We actually have a DJ and he's going to play all Frankie all night long.
Love it. With that being said, that's Iconics Talks. Thank you for another episode.